The last signal from the Skara Lighthouse. You know, there are some stories that people just stop telling. Not because they're hidden or secret, but because time simply swallows them. They fade away. And one of those stories comes from a lonely rock in the middle of the North Atlantic, a place called Skara Island. It's small, just cliffs, sea, and wind, nothing else. Even the birds don't like staying there for long. But in the winter of 1942, someone lived there. A lighthouse keeper named Edward Mallory. He wasn't a soldier. He wasn't a hero. Just a quiet man with a job. To keep one single light shining through the storm. When the Second World War began, the British Navy turned that lighthouse into part of a secret chain, a series of navigation points across the Atlantic. They guided Allied convoys, helping them cross safely through U-boat territory. If even one light went out, ships could lose their path in the dark ocean. And that meant people wouldn't come home. By February of 42, the storms up north were brutal. For 3 straight days, the waves hit like hammers. Radio contact with the mainland was gone. Every station went silent. Except one. The faint, crackling signal from Skara. On the night of February 6th, operators on the coast heard static, then a few short words. Wind, northwest, 70 knots, holding. And then, silence. Complete silence. They tried calling back. Nothing. Just the ocean. When the storm finally broke, a small rescue crew was sent from the mainland. It took them hours to reach the island. The sea was still wild, the air heavy with mist. When they finally climbed up to the lighthouse, what they found looked like the ruins of a shipwreck. The roof was torn away. The radio tower? Gone. Windows shattered, the walls soaked with salt and wind. Inside, the floor was flooded. Everything smelled of rust and kerosene. But the light was still burning. Dim, flickering, but alive. Near the stairs they found a note. It was nailed to a door with a single rusty nail. Written in pencil, barely legible. It said, "The light will stay on as long as I stand. Don't worry. Edward." They never found Edward Mallory. Some said he must have gone outside during the storm, trying to fix the antenna, and the wind simply took him. Others believed he went down to the generator room to keep the power running, and the sea broke through before he could escape. No one really knows. All they knew was this. Somehow, against all odds, that light kept burning for 3 whole days. Long enough for one more convoy to make it through the fog. After the war, the lighthouse was never rebuilt. The island was left alone, just another forgotten point on a map. But sailors still talked about it. Even years later, they said that on some nights, stormy, dark nights, you could see a weak flicker out on the horizon, like a single candle in the wind. Some said it was just a trick of the waves. Others weren't so sure. They'd look out and whisper, "Mallory's light." And maybe, just maybe, he's still there, keeping the beam alive for anyone still out at sea.